is a smallish crowd. I mean, really, the smallest crowd in memory. And I think part of it is probably the icky weather. Part of it is the darkness, and maybe more than we know, the darkness, right? Not just the darkness, the literal figure right outside our door darkness, but the darkness of today, the resuming of the battle, the struggle. And so this is a lovely poem by Karen Kadar called Hold Me in Prayer. My heart is broken. The weight of it all bears down upon me. I'm bent over, crumbling and diminished. And through my tears, my confusion, I have a thought, a glimmer, or maybe an invitation from the invisible one. If my heart is already broken, cracked open, why not spend some time looking inside? And so I offer this prayer. This most difficult and vulnerable moment, this moment of sorrow and pain and uncertainty has opened my heart. Before the healing, help me linger, exposed, aware, unafraid, willing to understand my heart, my soul, my fears, my brokenness, my depth, myself. Expansive God, hold me, hear my prayer. And we balance those feelings of vulnerability with these feelings of joy in welcoming the Sabbath Queen into our midst, the gaining of another soul, a heightened awareness, a sensitivity that there is great beauty in the world. Rue McBoo, would you start us off with a song without words?
La 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 la.
We invite forward Nancy Hagen-Goldstucker to help us kindle the Sabbath lights, page 121 in the Siddur.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Amen. We invite you to rise physically or spiritually. As our cup overflows with joy, take a moment to acknowledge the blessing of this day and the miracle of creation. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsha, v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. כי הוא יום דהילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך ואהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
You may be seated. We continue on the following page, reading responsibly at the bottom of page 124. May the door of the synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May the door of the synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity.
May its thresholds be no stumbling block to young or straying feet.
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May this synagogue be for all who enter the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
And one of the ways that we do that is by welcoming each other. Please turn to someone you don't know and say Shabbat Shalom. We continue with Lecha Dodi, which is on page 138. Lecha Dodi.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekavela. 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 שהמול וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המובד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם תפארת והיתילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ולשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ולשבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי באורך ומאורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלי תהילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ולשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ולשבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום העטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה. ואמונה עם סגולה. בואי הלה, בואי הלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ולשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, ולשבת נקבלה.
Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time. Even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. Shalom Alechem, page 142.
Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Malach, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Aboechem L'Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei, Malachei Elyon, Mi Malach, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Malach, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedek L'Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei, Malachei Elyon, Mi Malach, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 145. Lamdeni Elohai, Barach Vili Palel, Al Sod Ale Kamel. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, unripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days, lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. I invite you to rise physically or spiritually, page 146.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bivaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach sha'arim, uvitvuna meshane etim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, b'mishmarotehem barakia kirtzono, b'rayom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom u'meivin laila, uma'avdil ben yom u'ven laila, Adonai tsevaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv aravim. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? So reminiscent of what will be our Torah portion this particular Shabbat. Page 151. Please read responsively with me. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol.
All these things your Torah gives to us.
And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives.
What could be a truer token of your abiding love
than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form?
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Please read with me page 159. Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, woo! Ya la la, ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Amichamoch ba'elim Adonai, mikamoch neder b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. Malchutech ra'u banecha, b'hokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze Eli anu ve'ameru, ze Eli anu ve'ameru. Yeah, Adonai Eloh le'olam va'ed. Adonai Eloh le'olam va'ed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ya la la, ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Woo! Ya la la, ya la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
I feel that every time Ruthie sings like that, God comes one step closer into the world and blesses us with a canopy of peace over us, which is the message of the next song, which will I know fills me with such a sense of hope and joy. Hashkivenu on page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, Hamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, Hamidenu Shomrenu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred and sorrow and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, Hamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim.
Prayer is a pathway to God, which leads us to feel God's love, not only in the heavens above, but within us and within those about us. As we all hold the sacred inside, I invite you to rise physically or spiritually for the tefillah, page 164.
Adonai v'atay tiftach u'fi tahilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekone Ha'akul, V'zocher Hasdei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Ata, Rav LeHoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, Umorid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechaye HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim, V'Rofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umakayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umidomelach, Melech Memit Umachayem, Umatmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Ata Lechayot HaKol, Baruch Ata Adonai, Mechayei HaKol.
Ata Kadosh, Shimcha Kadosh, Ukdoshimo Yom Yalucha,
Selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We invite you to examine the own musings of your heart, and when you're done either with the words on the page or your own feelings, reflections, please be seated. We'll continue on together.
Shalom Ra Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Ra Yisrael Tasim Le'olam. Ki Adam Melech Adam Leho HaShalom. Ki Adam Melech Adam Leho HaShalom. Shalom Ra Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Ra Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. V'tov be'enecha levarech Amcha Yisrael be'oed u'b'hosha'a b'shlomecha. Shalom Ra Yisrael Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Ra Yisrael Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam.
Seder Kriyat HaTorah Shabbat, the order for reading of Torah, tonight starts on page 365. In the middle of that page, you'll see there is a Lo Yisagoy, and how lovely it would be to sing that together as we take our Torah scroll from the ark. Lo Yisagoy el goy chereh,
Lo yumedu o milchama. Lo yisagoy el goy chereh. Lo yumedu o milchama. Lo yisagoy el goy chereh. Lo yumedu o milchama. Lo yisagoy el goy chereh. Lo yumedu o milchama. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonai Kadosh Shalom Lecha Hagedura Hagedura V'Hatiferet שבת אחים כל יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב. שבת אחים גם יחד.
If Torah is at rest, you may be at rest too. I'm gonna just check my spot because I think this little stinker might have just done some rolling on Ruthie. It does that. She's kind of tall and unyielding, unwieldy. She does. Not right exactly. Not so tall over there. Okay, beautiful. I am ready.
Baruch hu et Adonai hambarach.
Baruch Adonai hambarach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hambarach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Will you hold that for me, my sweet love, so it doesn't roll up? And of course, oh, I'm so very sorry. Although I'm not a big fan, I think we can be less dependent on this if I am going to be reading it in English. And it's a good thing because a lot of our copies are disintegrating. So that's why I'm trying to not yell out the page. And also, I don't come to your work and yell out, "What are you doing?" It's a little disheartening, especially when I'm trying to find my place in a Torah scroll. But 199, verse 25. Now I'm going to take a moment to get back and find my place in the Torah scroll again. So give me just a moment. Okay. Amen. Thank you. V'yivater Yaakov levado, and Jacob was alone. V'avek ish imo, and he wrestled with a man. Adalot hashachar, until the break of the dawn. Vayar ki lo yachol lo, and when he saw he could not prevail against him, v'ga b'charecho, he touched the hollow of his thigh, his hip socket. V'teka kaf yarecho, and he wrenched Yaakov, Jacob's hip socket. V'he'avako imo, and he wrestled with him. Vayomer, and the being said, Shalachani ki Allah hashachar. Now it's not in there that the being says it. It just says Vayomer, and Vayomer is the masculine of the verb, meaning he said. Who knows, right? The he, but I inserted that this is the being. The being said, "Let go of me, because dawn is breaking." Vayomer, and he said, Jacob, "Lo ashalecha ki im barachtani." I will not let you go until you bless me. Chutzpah. Vayomer elav, and the being said, "Ma shemecha," what's your name? Vayomer Yaakov, and he said, Jacob. Vayomer lo Yaakov, and he said, your name is no longer Jacob. Ya'amar od shemecha, ki im Israel, but your name from now on will be Israel. Ki sarita im Elohim v'im anashim v'tochal, for you have striven with God and with man, and you have prevailed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
As Torah is still in our midst, our thoughts turn to those, thank you, sweetie, those in need of refuah shlema, of healing of body and soul. It goes without question that in our hearts, we are cognizant of the suffering in the Middle East, those innocents of the Palestinian people, and those our people. And so they are, of course, in front of our minds. But we were also given this list. Chana Azna, Bat Rivkamash, Paul Desmond, Allison Esrig, Miriam Fagelbot Sarah, Phyllis Goldblatt, Jane Herron, Devorah Heyman, Dr. Jamal Hussein, Miriam Lyon, Hirsch Goldberg Poland, Pam Sherman, Avery Spunt, Tally Stein, Eitan Taub, Patricia Ward, Eden Yerushalami. Are there other names? And if there are, could we call them out, making a beautiful noise together?
Kath Warman, Linda Lohman, Michael Dorn.
All of those and more.
Mi sheberach before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Amen. Ishebera imotenu mekor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Our prayer for Israel is on page 377. Avinu Shebashamayim, Sur Yisrael v'Goalo. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land, in all lands, and fullness of joy for all who dwell on the earth. And we say, Amen. We take our scroll back into the ark, and we invite you to rise. Eitz Chayim. The wrestling of Jacob and the Ish. It's one of my very favorite pericopes of Torah, and has always provided a delicious mystery to wrestle. And I'm not alone. It's challenged scholars throughout the ages to grapple with both its text and subtext. Within this portion is where our ancestor Jacob is renamed Yisrael, one who struggles with God. Equally compelling is the reunion of twins, Jacob and Esau, and what we might glean from it all. The episode I just read was before that particular reunion, so let me refresh your memory. Jacob is on his way to meet his estranged brother Esau after 20 years of separation. In their last encounter, Jacob has deceived Esau, depriving him of the birthright and blessing that rightfully belonged to him as the eldest son. Jacob fled because of his brother's rage. Now, understandably, he's quite anxious about the impending reunion. He can't help but wonder how it will unfold, whether Esau still harbors resentment, and if forgiveness is even a possibility. It's said that the more you turn Torah around and around, the more you discover. And it's clear that this symbolic significance within this narrative, the familial conflict, estrangement, and reconciliation, may offer us some hope today. It's important to note that in the reflections to come, I'm speaking of a potential way forward for Israelis and Palestinians once Hamas is dismantled. I believe Hamas is an equal opportunity destroyer, caring not at all about the sanctity of life of anyone, as long as their mandate is fulfilled, to exterminate the Jewish people in totality. They're terrorists, but I don't believe they fully reflect the population they rule. Instead, I believe that the Palestinian people are being sacrificed by these terrorists, both by considering them human shields and by hoarding the scant supplies of food, goods, and gas to build tunnels and a war machine. I believe the majority of Palestinian people want what we want, a future where their children grow up in peace. In this portion, well, it's the history that connects us. Esau and Jacob, as depicted in the biblical text, represent the ancient struggle between two brothers, each seeking their birthright. Similarly, in the context of the Middle East conflict, there's a symbolic parallel in the struggle for land, resources, and identity between two parallel groups, including the descendants of Esau as Edom and of Jacob, identified as Israel. The use of Esau as Edom, well, depicted as an adversary by the rabbis of Talmudic and classic Midrashic period, and continues today, can be related to this historical struggle. According to a piece by Alan and Toby Cohen entitled Jacob and Esau, Lessons Learned for the Israeli and Palestinian Relations, genetic studies have shown that the Palestinians and the Israelis have close DNA matches. If we assume that we're brothers and sisters to them, then reconciliation can be possible. Now, it's easy to see how this reunion has and can paralyze us and them. Genetic connection aside, all of us share the human experience of fear. In Torah, Jacob's feelings are recorded as being utterly petrified, not sure whether he's preparing for war or for reunion. And through speculation, I would imagine these feelings are probably shared by Esau. In a reflection by Rabbi Eli Garfinkel, he asks, why do the verses regarding their reconciliation mention both Jacob's fear, vayirah, he was afraid, his anxiety, vayetzer, he was troubled? Either word would have been sufficient, so why the extra word? It adds a hidden meaning. Rashi reveals that meaning within a midrash that says Jacob's fear was twofold, hence the use of the two words. On one hand, he feared that he might be killed, and on the other hand, he feared that he might be in the position that would require him to kill. Clearly, the Palestinians and the Israelis are mutually afraid of one another and troubled by the suffering each has endured at each other's hand. Their hate has always been a byproduct of their fear. Garfinkel also adds this comment. Incidentally, he says, this reminds me of what Israeli Prime Minister Golda Meir said. We can forgive the Arabs for killing our children, but we can never forgive them for forcing us to kill their children. The wrestling that both people must do is profound. Just as Jacob grappled with his past before their meeting, both parties in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict must confront their own actions and the sufferings they caused each other. This internal reckoning is crucial for resolution to be obtained, even though it's undoubtedly a difficult and resisted process. Only by addressing and understanding their mutual pain can they truly engage with each other in a meaningful dialogue and move towards peace. There's another additional way this narrative holds a significant connection to the ongoing political climate. As I said, Esau is frequently referred to as Edom, but this association draws a parallel to the complex dynamics and historical animosity within the region. Edom, a hated adversary. But that's only through Midrashic and Talmudic eyes. Through our eyes, can we see the brother? Now look, I know this parallel is probably foolish to you. It's foolish to me even as I was crafting it. It's hopeful, it's simplistic, it's a dream. But if Judaism is the tension between the world as it is and the world as it should be, then maybe this is possible. Maybe we could learn something. Maybe. Let us work. Let this be our call, our mandate to work for the day when brothers and sisters shall not take up arms against one another, and we shall study war no more. Lo yisagoy el goy harav, lo yumidu od milchama. Finally, I leave you with a poem called Israel by Yitzhak Lamdan. And so night after night, God, you come to me. Not to caress me do you come, but my strength to try. And as I prevail against you until morning, again I'm alone, a poor and stranger pilgrim, limping on my thigh. You've contended with gods and with men, and you've prevailed, and this is all the blessing you apportioned me, mysterious one? Woe is me, I know, over all of you. I have prevailed over everything, but over the one I could not, over myself alone. Your blessings rest heavily upon me. I cannot carry them. As limping and alone over all the highways I go, vanquish me once, O you, and let me rest toward morning, the rest that all the vanquished know. Again, it is night. I'm alone. Again, God descends. Israel, here I am, God, here I am. Oh, why do you come down each night to wrestle me? And as dawn rises, you forsake me, and I'm limping again. I wish you all a Shabbat, standing upright and walking proudly toward peace. We place our Torah scroll back in the ark. Oh, we did that. I lied. We go to Aleinu. Oh my gosh, Middle Age is fun. We go to Aleinu on page 586. Is that even right?
Please rise.
Please rise. I am right. All right. Bottom of the page. Aleinu
לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. And so another reflection by Rabbi Karen Kadar. She also wrote the first reflection I did at the beginning of services, called You Ask So Much. To the God of the bereaved, Yitkadash, may the sacred become the vessel for my suffering. Amen. May I declare your greatness, V'yitkadal, and dwell in grandeur and devotion, now and forever. Amen.
Amen.
May I find comfort in this moment of immense loss. Shemei Rabbah. Your name is great abundance. Amen. Help me, O God of the mourner. Comfort me. May my grief open my heart to compassion and understanding. Amen.
Amen.
This, only this. Amen. Amen. We remember Jacob Bernstein, Meyer Simon Bitterman, Robert Carey, Gerald Cohen, Lawrence Cohen, Alcinio DePaul, Morton Bud Alligator, Max Ellisberg, I beg your pardon, Jacob Jack Feingold, Joseph J. Franklin, MD, Tamara Friedman, Naomi Friedman, Dale Gold, Genevieve Greenfeld, Judy Harrison Griffin, William Porter Hagan, Rita Wilkes Konigsberg, Ann Pollock Lederer, Evelyn Levine, Jane Habercorn Lowe, Bessie Morrison, Goldie Moskowitz, Betty L. Phillips, Franklin Reifus, Harold Salzman, Alfred F. Sangerman, Fanny Schulman, Dr. Eleanor Siegel, Samuel Simons, Maxwell Mac Singer, Augusta Stern, Sondra Trachtenberg, Jacob Weil, Bertold Weiss, and in Shloshim, recent days, Harriet Rachel Grospart. I'd invite those in mourning and those who have recently lost someone beloved to please rise first, that we might acknowledge you in our community. I'm so sorry.
We're here for every single one of you.
And we join together, if it is your custom, you may rise with them. Page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach ilutei v'amlich malchutei. B'chayachon uvyomachon uv'chayeh d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imeru.
Amen.
Yehei shemei rabbah mevorach le'olam omei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'romam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudisha brihu le'ela min kobirchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imeru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shumaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. Useh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all of you bereaved among us. Let us all say, Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. Many, many thanks to Ruth Seidner, to our greeter this evening, which was, I think, Ezra and also David, and to all of you. You might have been small, but you were mighty. Thanks for making Shabbat happen. Our closing song, Ruthie.
On page 667, we've done this song before, and Kaddish de Rabbanan is one of Debbie Friedman's pieces that, as usual, in her perfect style, she starts kind of slow and then no holds barred, so you guys feel completely the same. For our teachers and their students and the students of the students, we ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. And for those who study Torah here and everywhere, may they be blessed with all they need, and let us say Amen. They ask for peace.
We ask for peace
And loving kindness, and let us say, Amen. We ask for peace,
We ask for peace
and loving kindness, and let us say,
let us say,
Amen. We ask for peace,
we ask for peace
and
Shabbat shalom. Ruthie and I look forward to greeting you at the bottom of those stairs.